So you and I had talked a little bit previously about how you house hack, and that's
Hmm.
something I'm really interested in. I'm
Yeah.
currently house hacking. I always love to talk to people because it can be an interesting experience and you can learn a lot in house hacking. And there's also several different ways to do it, right? Like live in
Yeah.
a fourplex or rent out
Yeah.
your bedrooms or different stuff. So I just kind of want to talk about how you started house hacking,
Yeah.
what your setup like.
Absolutely. Yeah, house hacking is an experience for sure. We had been doing watches and wholesale for a bit before we got into hacking our first property. And at that point we were just living in our parents' basements because we had just graduated college and decided to take our business full time. Um, and I would say that, it was primarily just a thought that, okay, we want to, house hack because this is what we do. And, this could be a good way for us to get a property, get out of our parents' basements, stuff like that. But we had a couple friends actually that were interested in, living together and, doing something like that, which is when we kind of took it, a little bit more seriously. And I mean, I would say, like you said, there's so many different ways to go about it. You can do multifamily where you have different units. You can do, rent by room with, bigger houses, stuff like that. And, we didn't really think through anything before we ended up just going for something. Ultimately, I would say I'm incredibly grateful for the setup and the situation that I'm currently in. We have like we're in a nice area. We have a 5 bed, 5 bath property that's 5,000 square feet with a pool and 4 car garage. So like we've got plenty of space, and we ended up just going because we had the idea of living with our friends. We just went the route of renting a room. So that's ultimately what our setup kind of looks like. So
Okay.